He crossed kingdoms, offered unimaginable wealth, and challenged tradition. But the only person he truly wants is the one person who doesn't believe he loves him. Some love stories begin with a confession. Theirs begins with a misunderstanding.
What could his intentions possibly be? First he boots you out on a whim, and now he says he'll take you back? It still makes me fume when I think about all the humiliation you've had to endure since your return to Larikal.
Chase. A very special guest has arrived in Ovium. So temper your tongue.
Forgive me. T.
I'll tend to the guest. You go get some rest inside.
He is expecting you.
Welcome, beloved.
After 12 years apart, you'd think these two would have 1,000 things to say. But the moment they finally meet again, words completely disappear. Sometimes after waiting for someone for so long, you don't need a speech. Just knowing they are standing in front of you again is enough.
Larikal is indeed quite frigid. I've missed you, beloved. It brings me unspeakable joy to know that you yet live.
Meanwhile, T is still trying to act calm and composed. But Shuraka has already forgotten about royal duties, politics, and probably the banquet too. After all these years, the only thing he wanted was to see his beloved alive and standing before him. Look at Shuraka's reaction. This man prepared himself for this reunion for 12 years, probably imagined hundreds of things he wanted to say. And the moment T appears, his entire speech disappears. All that remains is, my beloved is here. Honestly, after waiting that long, I think we can forgive him for forgetting the royal etiquette for a moment. The interesting thing about this reunion is that they are feeling the same moment completely differently. Shuraka sees the person he never stopped longing for. But T is still carrying all the doubts and pain from the past. One person sees a miracle, while the other is wondering if he even belongs there.
Please, have a seat.
Your tea is getting cold. I'm sure there is a great deal you wish to discuss.
As you wish, beloved. There is so much I've been wanting to tell you.
He has been staring at me for a long time without saying a word. I've been told the palace will be throwing a grand banquet in your honor. Padishah said the princess will be in attendance.
Is that so? I appreciate the hospitality. I'm eager to see what the court of Larikal is like.
As can be expected, the daughters of the most distinguished families in Larikal will be in attendance, along with the princess herself. So please.
Beloved.
Oh, the air turned cold.
There was so much to talk about tonight, but suddenly, I can't remember a thing. Beloved. I've missed you most dearly. The thought of reuniting with you was the only way I managed to survive, in that living hell.
When we parted, his head barely reached my chest. The boy has outgrown me since then. Shuraka. Please get up. The floor is dirty.
For years, Tei prepared himself for the day he would meet Shuraka again, expecting questions, explanations, and difficult conversations. Poor Tei is trying so hard to keep this meeting formal. Meanwhile, Shuraka's brain has completely shut down. Important matters? What important matters? My beloved is here. I can't even blame him. After waiting all this time, who would be thinking about banquets? Something tells me this reunion is about to become a lot more interesting.
Shuraka, I'm no longer.
It has been a long day. I would like to rest now. Good night, beloved.
My lord, no good can come from frequent use of Shiwa. So please, just take Lord Tei and leave the Shiwa.
Mushnu. Do I disgust you?
I don't understand, my lord.
I wanted to kiss my beloved, but he frowned. As if quandary. Like mother. Ah. I see. I am no longer a child he can protect.
My lord?
The walls have ears. I will retire for the day now. Do not inform my beloved of this.
Understood.
So I really am in Larikal. Beloved.
Earlier. Was he trying to kiss me? No, surely I'm mistaken.
At the banquet,
Presenting Padishah, King of Kings and Imperial Ruler Supreme of Arnata, and Margrave Tei Woodvan of House Woodvan.
So that's him. He looks so young.
I never imagined I'd see the son of Arnata myself.
The way he carries himself. It's impressive. It's almost as if he's glowing. He truly stands out among the masses.
Welcome to Larikal. Our land will never know a greater honor than hosting your Imperial Majesty tonight. It must have been a long journey.
Larikal is indeed beautiful. I've found it quite delightful.
If your Majesty would indulge me, allow me to introduce my daughter, Cecilia.
It is an honor to lay my eyes upon the sun.
They'd make a perfect couple.
Perfect indeed.
I've prepared the finest wine Larikal has to offer. Please, this way.
Your Radiance. May I?
Is everything all right? Perhaps my daughter spoke out of turn.
My beloved bride.
What's going on? Did Princess Cecilia make a mistake?
Wait. Did he just call the Margrave his bride?
Goodness.
That is who I came here for. And as such, we should re-examine a possible renewal of our alliance. I can assure you, Larrakal has much to gain from this. So, what say you? I offer you an Oknal mine.
An Oknal mine?
Oknal, a special mineral capable of absorbing mana, highly prized for not only its featherlight weight and unmatched hardness, but also the extreme rarity of its veins.
I am well aware of Larrakal's financial situation. As such, I have prepared a dowry that would leave you in want of nothing. Moreover, Arnata will continue to spare no effort in supporting the homeland of its empress. As such, I would ask your people to treat the Empress of Arnata with due courtesy. If this is not enough, you need only ask.
Ouch! Nobody saw that coming. And judging by those shocked faces, I'd say half the banquet forgot how to breathe. Something tells me this dinner is about to get a whole lot more awkward. That banquet went from peaceful to absolute chaos in seconds. Well, everyone at the banquet thought they were about to witness the beginning of a royal romance with Princess Cecilia. Shuraka had other plans. He basically said, "Thanks for the introduction, but I already came for my bride." Well, that banquet lasted about 5 seconds before Shuraka casually dropped the biggest surprise of the night. Imagine being Princess Cecilia, thinking you're about to make a grand first impression, only for the Padishah to point at Tei and say, "That's my beloved bride," and then publicly claim Tei as his bride. And just to make sure nobody argued with him, he offered an entire mine as a dowry. Huh, not a ring, not a chest of gold, a whole mine. At that point, even I would have been sitting there wondering, wait, did he just buy the kingdom?
We have arrived.
Looks like we have reached our destination. Come, let us alight, Your Majesty. Your Majesty.
Well, if you thought these two were finally going to clear up all their misunderstandings, think again. Somehow they both walked away from this conversation even more confused than before. Well, if you thought these two were finally going to clear up all their misunderstandings, think again. Somehow they both walked away from this conversation even more confused than before. Haha. These two are living proof that love isn't always about saying the right words. Sometimes it's about completely misunderstanding each other for dozens of chapters. And somehow, that's exactly what makes their story so much fun to watch.
The cold air must have gotten to him. He will recover soon enough after ample rest. However, he seems to have trouble swallowing his medicine. Perhaps because of the sore throat.
I see.
I suppose we will have to wait until the swelling goes down.
Understood. My staff will show you to a guest room. Stand by there. Give us the room, Mushnu.
Understood.
It is sweltering in here. His condition will only worsen if he does not take any fluids. Please. Lie down.
Beloved. Are you cross at me?
No.
Then why? Why do you keep avoiding my gaze? It breaks my heart, beloved. Please stop avoiding me, please. It is far too cold here.
Aren't you parched? You need to take your medicine.
I do not think I am ready to drink anything yet.
Those chapped lips. He's growing drier by the minute.
At this point, I don't think Shuraka remembers he's the emperor anymore.
Forgive me. Your Majesty.
Beloved. What was that?
Please do not hesitate to tell me when you are thirsty again.
Well, T was just trying to help him take his medicine. Shuraka, meanwhile, has already turned it into the most unforgettable glass of water in history. Poor T keeps telling himself, he's just sick, he's just sick.
Beloved. Oh, my beloved. If you put it like that, my thirst would never be quenched. Until I perish. So please. Push me away if you find this unpleasant.
But let's be honest, that excuse is getting harder and harder to believe. And if Shuraka keeps saying things like, my thirst would never be quenched, somebody's heart is going to need medicine next.
Shuraka, please, calm down.
But I'm so thirsty. You said I should tell you when I am parched. And I keep thirsting. See? More.
Shuraka? What are you doing?
I shouldn't force myself on you like this. I can't. I mustn't.
He can hardly rein in his emotions, and yet he's desperately trying to control himself. Shuraka doesn't need me anymore.
Beloved. My sweet, beloved bride. The day you finally allow me to partake of you. Will you permit me to relish in your flesh beyond this point?
If it would please your Majesty. So my worries were unfounded. Well, this is almost embarrassing. He's all grown up now. Your Majesty. It's okay. You should feel better after I help you.
Beloved.
It's going to be okay. Shuraka. Those tears, I bet they're as sweet as honey.
May I stay close to you, beloved?
As you wish.
Ah, even with a fever, he still asks for permission. Points for manners, Your Majesty. Well, we'll give these two a little privacy. I'll let your imagination take it from here. If you're curious about what happened, check out my Patreon. And cut.
Oh, my. I thought this tree was long dead.
Last night, we didn't go all the way. I only helped him out. I'm not sure how I can shelter him anymore. For I am a child of winter, and he, the blazing sun. Like fire and ice, we will only scourge each other. Good morning. The fire went out overnight. You must be cold. Let me get it going right away.
I'm fine.
Please, I've sweat too much. Let me go bathe this foulness away.
But your scent is like a feather blanket to me. When I was little, I would find such solace from the air I breathed in your embrace. No one else would hold me back in that place. No one else but you, my beloved. The sky has cleared up today. Why don't we go for a stroll? I would love to see Ovium.
As you wish. His Majesty has just woken up. Have the staff prepare his bath water.
Woke up? You mean His Majesty actually slept?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Grace. The truth is, His Majesty never actually sleeps.
What's the matter?
Well, my lord. The tree that our late Lord Kier planted has been long dead, yet it now sprouts anew.
Sprouts from a dead tree?
Shuraka quietly recited an enchantment, and as his magic reached the tree, blossoms began to bloom once more. Those who bear the Eye of Natam must never leave Arnata, for their very breath can restore life to what has long been lost, awakening even those in the deepest slumber to bloom anew. Therefore, they must never set foot upon the lands of foreign gods.
Pear blossoms.
It seems my blood has already begun to disrupt the natural state of this land. It's time we begin making preparations for our departure, beloved.
My father planted this tree for my mother, as a reminder of her distant homeland, but it could not withstand the frigid winter of Larikal. So no one in Ovium knew what sort of flower it would come to bear. Pear blossoms. That's a surprise. It's unlikely that I am ever to return here.
Beloved, it is time to go.
My apologies for keeping your Majesty waiting.
It's quite all right. Unlike this place, Arnata is scorching hot. Will you be all right?
Yes, Your Majesty. For the glory of Larikal.
I think the people of Larikal have officially run out of words. Yesterday, they were shocked that the mighty Padishah came looking for his beloved. Today, he's out here making dead trees bloom like it's just another Tuesday morning. Ha 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 ha. Shuraka really doesn't know how to make a quiet entrance, does he?
So we must part ways again. Frankly, I don't understand why you go back. I mean, they cast you out. It's not fair.
Chase, men of Larikal do not shed tears so easily. Take good care of Ovium, Chase.
I will, brother.
Well, no turning back now. The luggage is packed, everyone's ready. Shuraka is finally taking the person he loves back home. Meanwhile, Tei is trying his best not to let his emotions show.
I'm late. My apologies.
None needed.
Born and bred in winter, I fought for these snowy plains, for that was the purpose of my frosted existence. But that frost will eventually melt away in the land of the sun, which means I must rediscover the purpose of my existence. Even if it means I must melt away to quench the scorched earth, right in front of the sun himself.
I notice Sir Chase does not bear your resemblance.
Our mothers are different. Chase is my half-brother. My mother was from Aragon, a country once defeated by Larikal in war. After the war, she was arranged to marry my father as part of the new alliance, but in truth, she was just the prize of war. Aragon's climate is much warmer than that of Larikal's. And, perhaps because of that, my mother had trouble acclimating. When she eventually had me, she had become too frail to go on. In the end, she succumbed to illness. As for Chase's mother,
Beloved, my mistake. It was not my intention to pry into your past. From now on, I will strive my utmost to ensure only tales of love and happiness from your lips.
love. Just as my mother was brought to Larikal, I am now parting for Arnata. How is this any different?
Beloved, may I kiss you again?
Yes, Shuraka. Dare I call this love? Well, if this is love, then it is the cruelest of creatures.
Bro, Emperor, you've explained absolutely nothing. You disappear for 12 years, come back out of nowhere, keep calling him and my bride, and then expect Tei to understand everything? Well, after all the surprises, magic, and royal drama, we finally get to see the real reason Tei struggles to accept Shuraka's feelings. To Tei, this doesn't feel like a fairy tale romance. It feels like history repeating itself. His mother was taken away from her homeland, and now he feels like he is walking the same path. Meanwhile, Shuraka is standing there thinking, I finally found the person I love. Why does this feel so painful? Haha, these two really have a talent for making the simplest feelings become a full royal tragedy. But maybe that's what makes their story interesting. Because they aren't just fighting against enemies, they're fighting against their own fears and the past that follows them.
Beloved?
There are flowers outside.
Oh. I've prepared them to honor your arrival. The royalty of Arnata personally escort their betrothed to the palace. From the bride's doorstep to the palace courts, the groom scatters a trail of flowers behind where his betrothed has tread. Arnatans believe that by covering the footsteps with flowers, the bride will lose their way back home, thereby binding her to the groom for eternity.
Seems almost wasteful, using all those flowers. Mushnu said he's never seen Shuraka sleep. And yet, I had no idea, since he always falls fast asleep when we're together. Just like how a hatchling mistakes the first thing it sees as its mother. One day, Shuraka will realize such error and find respite in some other lover's arms. I just need to keep him safe until then. And when the day comes, I can only hope we both come out unscathed.
Poor Tei. He has already convinced himself that one day Shuraka will wake up and say, Oops, wrong person. Meanwhile, Shuraka is probably thinking, how do I convince this man he's the only one I want? These two really could solve half their problems with one honest conversation.
It has been 4 days since we've left Ovium. We should arrive in Arnata in about a week or so. Any special reports from Zakar?
None, sire. Shiwa?
And my bride? Is he resting in his cabin?
Yes, sire.
Keep an eye on him. You are to prevent him from entering my chambers without.
Why?
Beloved.
That must be that thing Mushnu mentioned. If you're worried about me fleeing, perhaps you should watch me yourself. Is it because of that hookah? Do you use it to suppress your libido? I don't mean to pry. But my butler inquired about the golden stains left on the sheets in your room. So I have to ask, what color is your blood, Shuraka?
As Natam is the goddess of life and death, birth is considered a crucial part of the Arnatan belief system. Those with the Eye of Natam are called upon to spread his seeds, so their bloodline may continue. And those who do not answer that call must face the golden punishment of Natam. Their blood gradually turns from its natural red to a golden hue. The golden blood becomes toxic, poisoning all those around the person and bringing death upon their loved ones. When the bearer of the accursed blood finally remains all alone, the golden blood serves as nutrients for the flowers that burst from their body, effectively killing the host.
My blood has begun to turn, but it's not so bad yet. Nothing you need to worry about. But if the toxicity concerns you, we can use separate beds from now on.
Shuraka. Need I remind you I am from Larikal? We're trained to build up a tolerance against an array of toxins we may be exposed to during our monster hunts.
Beloved.
While I've had no exposure to this particular poison, seeing as I'm still alive and well after that night, I'm sure it won't be a problem.
I fear I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, as it is your divine call from Natam. So you don't have to worry about anything. Those with the Eye of Natam are more inclined to the flesh than others, are they not? But that's all right, as it is your divine calling from Natam. So you don't have to worry about anything, and simply partake of my flesh as you have that night. If I may beg your pardon for a moment.
Beloved?
Is there any scented oil around?
Why?
Could it be that he's never laid with a man before? I took it for granted that he'd have experience with men as well.
Beloved?
It's nothing, if you'd just allow me a moment to think. Without due preparation, I could only end up hurting him. What should I do? Wait. Hold on. What am I even thinking? As inexperienced as he may be, Shuraka is still a man, just like me. He must have the same desires as I do. Since he has experience with women, it would only be natural for him to treat a male lover the same way. As Padishah, it would be unthinkable for him to give himself unto another man like that. In that case, it's only right that I submit. I am his bride, after all. Such gaze is better reserved for whichever woman he'll take as his consort. Until then, I must simply endure this abject existence.
Most in Larikal live to a ripe old age, but many also die young due to constant wars and monster hunts. With death ever looming, they do not shy from carnal desire. It wasn't uncommon for brothers in arms to find comfort in each other's arms during long campaigns. As a native of Larikal, T. Woodvan has had his fair share of sexual experiences, the first of which was a woman older than him, the daughter of a nobleman. And like many men of Larikal, he has spent nights with his comrades out on the battlefield, few though they may be. But there was one different thing about tonight, as he had never been on the receiving end before.
Beloved. Teach me.
I think you already know where this is going. Well, we'll quietly skip ahead. You can find the full version on my Patreon.
In the end, we couldn't go through with the final step, without proper preparation. And ended up hurting myself and scared him off.
Beloved, are you okay?
I am fine, Shuraka. Sleep well, then.
Oh, I thought we'd.
Did you need anything else from me?
Well, No, never mind. Please go get some rest, beloved. You must be very tired. If he stays here, my desire will surely stir again. And I may hurt him once more.
These two really need one honest conversation. They keep misunderstanding each other, and somehow it only makes them fall even harder. And that's where we'll leave things for today. The journey to Arnata has only just begun, but it's already clear that Tei and Shuraka are carrying far more than luggage. Between old wounds, painful misunderstandings, and the mysterious power of the Eye of Natam, their path together is only becoming more complicated. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you won't miss the next chapter. And if you'd like to read ahead or watch the full story before it's released here on YouTube, you can find it on Patreon. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.